Happy Friday to the folks in VO land. It's time for another VO Marketing Pro voiceover numbers. And then
I thought you forgot.
No,
something,
I was just dramatic pause. Yep.
Pregnant pause.
And then we got Todd Barsness's full-time voiceover numbers and my Hudson Barsness's full-time voiceover income numbers and maybe a little bit more. I had to just switch it up a little bit. Kind of have the same spiel I go through all the time, so I thought I'd keep you guessing for the folks who do watch these videos. For those people who are here, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to comment anywhere you want to on our Facebook page. Under these things, you can contact us specifically through email at johnbarsness@vomarketingpro.com. That'd be an easy way to do it. So, any thoughts before we jump into the...
No, we just got off of our weekly webinar with our private Facebook group. We give them 2 fireside chats. Hudson and I just talking everything VO, father-son, full-time voiceover talent. We have a very lively Facebook group. And then every single week we get together for half an hour, 45 minutes. It went about 45 minutes today. We talked about AI and if that's what you should be afraid of and how to be afraid of. Yep. We always talk about our income, deep dive into our income numbers. One of the gentlemen said how he appreciates the group just because I gave the illustration, I won't go into it, but I gave the illustration of a voiceover career being like starting a garden right from scratch, having to dig up grass and weeds and stuff and how it just takes so much time. He just was so thankful for that illustration because that's what he's finding out the voiceover life is like. It's not simple. It's not easy. It's not a 1, 2, 3, do this. It's a lot of work, but he appreciates the group because it's a lot of encouragement is what it is to hang in there. And
he said it holds him accountable too when he sees auditions coming in and stuff. He says, "Hey, this is like building a garden, and if I want it to flourish in in the spring or next year or have it whatever, I need to make sure I tend to it and do auditions and market, not just leave things some days and come back to them other days, just keeping that consistency." So So if you want more information about that, it's $50 a month for all of those things, and it's no hype, transparent. We give our complete numbers to the cent, and other people do as well. So John Barsness at vomarketingpro.com. And you get to follow a person who the last 10 years has made over $100,000 in voiceover in a row. The last 8 have been over $200,000, and inside of those 8, there were 4 that were inside those 15 years of voiceover. There's been 4 over $300,000. So consistency in a industry that a lot of industry experts say you can't have consistency, and you get to be a part of that. Something I've benefited from just being your son. So anyway, there are a lot of good things there if you're interested. If you're not, that's fine. We'll keep doing what we do. All right, let's jump into the VO Marketing Pro numbers this week. 8 warm responses, 4 auditions, 3 jobs booked. Butch McCain booked a job.
Nice, Butch.
We're going to call him Book McCain. And then Deanna Johnston had 2. So congrats to those folks. I know there's a couple other things that are out there that we're kind of waiting for. I have a couple things that are out there that I'm waiting for. I don't put my numbers in here anymore. I used to. But I talk about them in the other group, so in my numbers, I should say.
So what you're saying is you don't include them in the VO Marketing Pro numbers. You always just include them now in your own personal income numbers. Yep, got it.
So thanks to the folks who report. There we go. It's always for some reason that word I can't get it. On to my numbers. I'm trying to make $2,100 a week. My goal this year is for $110,000. So here goes nothing. Warm responses this week in direct marketing. I didn't have any. I had 1 audition though. I found out that I didn't win that, by the way. So that's fine. That happens. That's part of the game. I had 10 jobs between Upwork, Voice123, direct marketing, Fiverr, Voices.com, and ACX. All right. Upwork was one of the only silver linings this week, which was it's been down for me this year. Last year I made about $24,000 on there. This year it's just been a little bit just a couple steps down in my monthly income and stuff like that. So this week I had 8 jobs on there and 2, what are they called? But bonuses, like tips on Fiverr if you're on there, for a total of $756.90. Up until Thursday, that was the only thing I had booked any work on, which is fine. That happens. Direct marketing, I did have a $200 job and a $100 job, $300 there. My total this week, nothing on Fiverr, Voices, ACX, or Voice123. My total is $1,056.90 in voiceover loan income. I do some editing on the side for Dad. That is 5 hours times $20 an hour, $100. So my total in income overall was $1,156.90. I do have, however, a project in the works for next week. Guy said that he wanted to use my voice, asked me what I would charge for it, asked him if he had a budget. He said they have a $1,000 budget. Asked if I could he said, let me get back to you. Let me see if the client's okay with that. Got to the client. Client said, yep, that's good. We'd like to hear a sample. Sent him off a sample with a couple takes. He said he really, really liked it. And so he was going to send it to the client and going to see what they say probably Monday. So hopefully some good news next week, Friday, when we come back and do our numbers, that'll be,
that would be nice.
on there.
Halfway to your goal.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah. So that was my week.
Well, that's why it's so important to have multiple income streams, to have your fishing poles in a lot of different ponds and rivers and lakes and everything. So this week it was Upwork that kind of carried the day a little bit. And that's what happens with mine all of the time. Sometimes one income stream is a little bit down, not normal even, and then the other ones, kind of help out. So I had a Voice123 job from a recurring client, $150, nothing on voices.com. By the way, I'm trying to make $3,000 a week for $150,000 this year as I slow down. Upwork, I had a recurring client for $45. It was just a few telephone messages. Fiverr was $1,838.40. Direct marketing, $2,550. My total, $4,583.40. $4,583.40. And so I was almost $1,600 over what I'm shooting for. So that was nice.
Yeah, good for you. Anything for next week sitting out there, maybe?
I'm in the process of doing a couple of automotive commercials for a television company a television station that I do stuff for in Baltimore. And they pay me $150 for a 30-second. That just plays on their particular radio or television station. And so I got a second one to do. I did the first one just before we hopped on here.
Nice.
So it'll be $300 to start out the week. So
nice.
That's nice.
That's a good start. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We are here every single Friday, unless we say otherwise, if we decide to go on a vacation or somebody's sick, or usually we're here rain or shine every single week. So we appreciate those who stop by all the time. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. We have videos you can check out and information if you want to look at that and you found some of these videos helpful, interesting, whatever. Feel free to share it with a friend if you want to, who's in voiceover or not. So, all right, that's all I got. That's everything. Have a good weekend.
See you guys.
We'll see you later.